Welcome back to the Eat Like Ruby podcast, guys. You have Ruby and G here today. How's that?
That was great, guys. G is here. We are back today doing, I think this is a fun ep. I think this is fun/super educational value ep. Like this is huge.
Mm-hmm. I'm very excited,
if it goes well.
Yeah, of course it will go well. Are you kidding?
So if I pull it off, so that's a massive list.
Yes.
What we are doing today, guys, we did the Instagram Q&A, which we've done a lot, but what we're doing today a little bit different is 30 questions in 30 minutes. So we're setting a 1 minute timer for each question. Like you get to ask it and then it's sort of like timer starts. Ruby has 1 minute to answer it. So 30's a lot. I don't actually know how I come up with that number, but then I did and I just had to run with it. So this is my life now.
I think we're just going to have like a lot of mic drops.
Yeah.
Because you're just going to have to send it.
Word vomit and be like between everyone.
No, I'm very excited.
I think it's going to be cool. Now, when I was driving here, obviously just getting my head around 30 questions in 30 minutes, I just wanted to pose the question to you of like, how do we feel about time in lieu?
Like if you answer it within like 20 seconds, you get 40 seconds somewhere else?
You get me.
Yeah.
No. Okay, well, I'm actually going to give you a chance to rebuttal because I do just want to remind you that you want to take time in lieu next week for your birthday.
Okay.
Before we just completely rule out time in lieu, I'd just like to ask you if you still want 2 days off next week.
Okay, this is true. I think, how about this? My rebuttal is if it's under 30 seconds, you get time in lieu.
Also, if I just like rapid fire something and there's like a 30-second buffer, I get to carry it over. Correct. But if it's like 7 seconds, I don't.
Yeah. If it's like, if it's over 30, if it's 32 seconds, you're not getting 28 for the next one. I feel like, agreed?
Okay.
That's like even more of a challenge.
I know. Shit, this is just ramped.
But some will need some.
Yeah.
Are you going to tell me when you want to use the time in lieu? Like time in lieu, and then you have a minute and a half?
As soon as you say a question, I'm going to be like, I need 2 hours for this one. Clear the podcast calendar. Okay, so we're doing
try and keep track.
Nutrition. We're recording 2 episodes today, which is actually 60 and 60. Yep. So this is wild. But what you guys are going to get today is all of the nutrition ones. And then we'll do training next week. So we have a massive list right here, 30 nutrition questions. These are cool. Like they send in cool questions.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you how you went, but you said that you got like an absolute.
Oh, we got flooded. Yeah.
We were
the gates
flooded. Were open.
Actually, there is one thing I want to preface, all jokes aside. The one thing I always want to say is we don't do medical nutrition stuff. So if you sent in anything that was about nutrition for a medical condition, I've left it out. So just as a little preface.
So I'm going to fire the question. Ruby has 1 minute to answer it. If she answers it within 30 seconds, she gets time in lieu for whenever she wants to use it. Because Ruby makes the rules. If you've been on any challenge podcast before, Ruby will bend the rules at maybe like a minute 24. She'll change it up. But that's the starting rules.
That's actually the perks of being the boss.
It's true. It's true. I've got my timer here and my questions here.
Let's just get into it.
Let's do it. Okay, question 1. Yeah. Tips for getting more protein. Go.
Shit. Okay. Oh my God, I feel so much pressure.
You've got 56 seconds.
Tips for getting more protein. 2 things come to mind straight away. Protein shakes. Absolute game changer for getting more protein. They just make it super easy. And the other one is increase the serving size of the things you're already getting protein from. So if you're having 100 grams of meat, have 150. If you're having 150 grams of yogurt, have 200. Just ramp up your serving sizes and bring in a protein shake every day if you're struggling to hit it.
Oh my God, you already have time in lieu.
I was watching that.
31 seconds. You did that in 29 seconds. So you have 30 seconds of time in lieu. Fantastic. You're doing great. Okay, question.
You're doing great. Yeah. 1 down, 59 to go. You're doing great.
Well, this is kind of carrying over. Question 2, are protein shakes a good way to get protein or should we avoid them? Go.
Yes, they definitely are. I think, did they say should we avoid them?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so I think what comes to mind when people say should I avoid them, people will often say, this is going to be a long one, people often say, like, protein shakes bad because they're like man-made, they're not natural, whatever. The first thing I want to say is if you're going to run that story, make sure you are actually following like a natural, clean, healthy diet, whatever it is. Because what I mean is people will use that as an excuse when they don't want to drink a protein shake.
Yeah.
They don't have that excuse on Saturday night when they want to have wine and cheese.
This is true.
Right? All of a sudden it's like, oh no, they're not healthy, they're not this, they're not that. Make sure your whole fucking diet's healthy. And really though.
You're right. Facts.
And the second thing is, yes, have one. I'm using my time in lieu.
Okay. She's got a minute and a half.
Yes, they're so beneficial. What was the question? Pause to reread the question.
Pause. Are protein shakes a good way to get protein or should we avoid them?
Yes.
Resume.
Okay, yes. So one thing I advise, let's say you had a 130 gram protein target. Have a whey protein shake first thing in the morning. If you get up at 6 a.m., have a whey protein shake at 6:01 because what this is like, imagine if you were going out for the day to make $130 and you put $40 under the mattress before you even left. You now only have to go and make $90. This is the same thing. Throw back 40 grams of protein before you do anything else for the day, and then all you have to do that day is go out and get 90. You've actually just brought your protein target down from 130 to 90.
It's a really good tip.
1
You've got
minute
10
into your
seconds.
day. I'm watching that. You don't have to remind me. Why do you think I'm talking so fast? But I'm done.
Nice.
That was my time in lieu. Use
First
that.
time in lieu on question 2.
So now we've broken even.
Lovely. I hope we remain friends after this.
We're always hostile on the pod. There's always hostility.
I'm literally radiating the
is
color
this
yellow.
news to
I
you?
don't know how that's happened.
You're like, this is news to me.
Yeah, it's new to me. Yesterday, no, I'm not going to get
No,
into it.
I was literally thinking that yesterday G says something to me like, because we're friends. And then I kind of like left her hanging. And then she's like, okay, so we're not friends. No, we're
You
just
said-
colleagues.
You said something and I said, did you just say we're not fucking friends? You're like, well, we're not fucking friends. And you're like, no. You said something like, no, we're not going to the beach or something like that. But I thought that's what you said.
This is not making sense to anyone, but
It makes
basically,
sense to us.
G really took it personally
It
that
didn't.
I said we weren't friends.
What the hell,
But I
man?
didn't even actually say it.
No, she didn't. Okay. Question 3, moving on.
Shit. Hang on, let me have a deep breath.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Is using a fibre supplement bad? Go. 1 minute.
No, it's not. This is funny. Someone asked this in the Fatless Phase the other day. No, it's not, so long as you're not relying on it. So if you are getting enough fibre from like fruit, veg, whole grains, everything, and then you just want a little bit more or you're like a little bit short of your target, using a fibre supplement like Metamucil or something like that, definitely not bad. If you were just eating bog shit all day and then like, I'll just heap a fibre supplement into my day, you want to look at that.
Mm-hmm. Lovely. You got more time in lieu. Whoop, woohoo. Okay. Question 4. How to keep fibre down on high calories?
Oh, great question.
Go.
Okay, yes, this is really common because what can happen here is if someone's used to pursuing fat loss or being like on a lowish intake and then they want to pursue muscle gain or they increase their intake or whatever, they start to be like, fuck, it's hard to eat that much food and it's hard to keep my fiber down. Usually what's happening here is a fear of bringing in like low quality calorie dense foods. So if this is you, if we think about most people can plan a very good quality day with fiber, nutrients, all the things for around like 1,800 calories, give or take, right? Some people can do it for 1,500. If your target then goes up to like 2,500 because you're pursuing something else, you've got a 700 calorie gap now that you need to fill. If you try and fill that with just fruit, veg, whole grains, etc., you're going to be full as fuck, bloated as fuck, heavy, fiber's going to be really high. You're going to feel quite shitty. So don't be afraid to fill that gap with higher calorie, like less nutritious foods.
Okay. Love it.
Yeah.
Nice.
What was the actual question? Let me see if I want to use my time in lieu to explain it any better.
How to keep fibre down on high calories?
Yeah, I think
I think you nailed it.
yeah,
You still have 30 seconds in lieu.
tick off your fibery foods and then don't feel like you've only got to keep including them to hit your high calories.
Yep. Question 5. Do potatoes count towards your vegetable intake? Go.
Okay, yes, they can, but what I like, the thing that comes into my mind here is this person is trying to get off on a technicality. Like, we don't have a vegetable intake to like a target amount of vegetables. So normally we say we want to eat around 300 grams of veg a day. If you're like, can I just have 300 grams of potato? You've missed the fucking point of having a vegetable intake. Like, we have a vegetable intake to make sure we get a variety of nutrients, micronutrients, fiber, all of these things into our day. If you're just like, oh, I had 300 grams of potato, but technically I hit my vegetable intake.
Yeah.
I would just say, yeah, okay, good luck, have fun. Your health is going to be fucking shit. Like, you've actually just missed the point. So I wouldn't ask, do potatoes go towards my vegetable intake? I would ask, why are you trying to make up your whole vegetable intake from potatoes? But if you're having a well-balanced day and then you're just like, oh, a little bit of potato with it, yes, that's fine.
Lovely. Perfect. You're killing this.
I know. Do I have time in lieu still?
You have 30 seconds.
30.
Yeah. Okay, so we are at already question 6.
I'm quite puffed. I'm quite
Okay.
frantic.
Do you want a drink? Do you want a little coffee sip while I read this?
Oh, yeah.
We have question 6. Question 6 is, how many calories over maintenance should a surplus be for gaining muscle? Go.
Great question. I would say start with 10%, nail it for a few weeks, assess if you're moving in the direction you want to at the rate you want to. If you are, awesome, keep it there. If you're not, see if you could ramp it up a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
Efficiency, 10 out of 10.
Dude, that was a 12-second answer.
Oh my God.
You've got 1 minute time in lieu.
Are you giving me more time for that?
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, because I already
under
had 30.
Yeah,
right.
so you have
I thought you were
one.
giving me a whole
No. Guys, remember, I don't make the rules. Ruby does.
No,
I just abide by them.
I'm following the rules today.
No, you're doing great. Okay. So question 7.
Yeah.
Does taking creatine really make a difference? Go.
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to elaborate?
Should I elaborate?
Yes. Why?
Yeah, it definitely does with training performance. So I've explained this in a few ways before. See if I can explain it in 50 seconds. Creatine, the body naturally already has creatine in it. We have what we call our phosphocreatine system, which is an energy system that kicks in when we initiate a intense exercise. So if you run, you jump, you lift, you do something intense, phosphocreatine system is one of the first systems that kicks in to help with that movement. So the body already has creatine in it. In that system, we can get creatine in the diet through meat and a few things. If we then supplement it, we essentially just top up that creatine system, top up the stores, and just make sure the body has what we call saturated creatine levels, aka the most creatine the body can have in the system to go towards performance. So you're just going to be a bit faster, bit better, bit stronger.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes.
So get some creatine. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, this is why we literally sent a tub of creatine to all the muscle gang girls. Did we not? Right.
We love that. Alrighty.
And a tub of Nutella, obviously.
Question 8, Rubes. A supplement you would not like to eliminate from your daily?
Oh, like me personally?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, I feel like I would go, are we timing?
We are now.
Just one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
No, a supplement you would not like to eliminate from your
so
daily.
basically my number one thing I wouldn't remove.
Yeah.
I would say protein powder. Because even though we can get protein through food, like you definitely don't need protein powder, but like even though you can get it through food, but just thinking about myself personally, I have a whey protein shake pretty much every single day because my protein usually will come from that yogurt, 1 or 2 serves of meat and eggs, and usually I get around 130 grams. Protein, if you never take anything else from me, consistent protein on a daily basis will make or break a physique, in my opinion. And for me personally, it's just significantly easier and I just constantly hit it. I couldn't tell you the last time I didn't hit protein, and just having a whey protein shake makes that so much easier.
Perfect.
So yeah.
Okay, question 9, Rubes. Calorie cycling, yes or no? Go.
Oh, this is a good question. Yes, at times. Oh, it's individual. So I actually spoke to the Fat Loss Phase girls about this 2 days ago. It can be awesome for some people and some people just don't like it. So calorie cycling, if people don't know, is essentially like if you were aiming for 2,000 calories a day, you might have some days at 1,800 and then some days at 2,200. But you're cycling it throughout the week and your average is close to your target intake. Some people love it for like higher calorie weekends. Some people love it for performance. So like I eat a bit more on my heavy days or my leg days or whatever. Some people think they're going to love it and then they find it gets themselves in a bit of an energy of like not restriction and binge, but a little bit. Like I'm cutting back in the week and I can't wait for my high day, and then the high day comes and they're a bit like, fuck, what should I eat? I've got all these calories, and it's actually quite frantic and negative.
Right.
So I say give it a go and just see how it personally applies to you and keep it moderate. I'm going to have to go into time in lieu.
It's fine, you have a whole minute.
keep it moderate, because if we think about calorie cycling, taking it to the extreme is restriction and binge. If a person was aiming for, like, let's say 2,000 calories a day, and they were like, I'm going to eat 1,000 some days and 3,000 on others, obviously we miss out on nutrients. Where energy shit, hunger shit, craving shit, so many things are shit. Like, it's just not good for your health. So we don't want to push it to that point. Keep it moderate and just see if it applies to you and works for you.
Perfect. Love. You still have 30 seconds in Lou. Woohoo. Okay.
I do appreciate the cheering.
Guys, we are a third of the way. This is our 10th question. How does alcohol affect weight loss? Go.
Oh, shit. Okay, that's a great question. Fuck, that one's come at me out of nowhere. Alcohol in itself doesn't really affect weight loss. Like, we can definitely factor in a little bit of alcohol if we're in a deficit and still pursuing fat loss. My mum literally does this. She's in a deficit. She'll always have like 1 or 2 wines on the weekend. Obviously, if we think about a person being in a deficit and being on low calories, you bring in alcohol, there's no protein, there's no fiber, there's no micronutrients, there's nothing at all. If you're already struggling to tick the boxes that we need to tick for health on low calories, and you're struggling with like satiety and fullness, etc., you then use a chunk of your calories on alcohol. You've just made all those things even harder, even more extreme. So just think about that. And then also, people go, oh, no, but I don't do this. Obviously, if we have big amounts of alcohol, usually then like decision making, things like that go out the window. So we're like, fuck it, I'm getting pizza, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So the flow on effect can be quite shit as well. But having a little bit, not that bad.
Good job.
I had to rush myself because I just want to hold on to my time in lieu. If I finish with time in lieu, I was going to say, if I finish with time in lieu, can I have a day off?
You have a day off whenever you want.
I'm having a day off on Friday for my eyebrows.
I know, guys. This is really exciting for Rubes. This is hectic.
I actually think we would need to do a whole episode about my eyebrows. It is a story of devastation and triumph. That's the only way it can. Georgia's intrigued.
It is.
The other Georgia
a whole
is
day?
intrigued.
That's awesome.
No, not really. You know, I'll work on morning and then I'll just drive down.
Yeah, I know. But you should like take yourself out for lunch or something. You're going to be scabby all weekend. Come Monday, you're going to be hot.
I'm hiding in the house.
Yeah, hot as.
Why do you think I've bulk recorded podcasts?
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere for a week. Shaq always calls me Mel Meninga when I walk in. You know when you get your eyebrows done and they're really dark and full on?
Who is Mel Meninga?
Oh, I'm so glad you said that.
Hang on a second. Can I get a Google right now? Because I'm not good with names. Guys, Mel Meninga.
Like Queensland Origin champion. You'll know his face. You will know his face, and then you'll laugh at Shaq calling me Mel Meninga when you see his eyebrows.
I'm not familiar. Well, it's gone now. Was that Mel, the old guy, the bigger guy?
Dark guy, big eyebrows.
This bloke.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's like a rugby legend.
Okay.
So anyway.
I do like league, so it's crazy that I don't know that.
He's had he's those big bushy eyebrows. Anytime I come home, you know when you get your eyebrows done and they're really intense for the first day or two?
Yeah.
Shaq's like, Mel Meninga's here. I'm like, fuck off, Shaq.
Wow.
Anyway.
Back to it. Sorry, guys. Okay. So we've done 10. Wow.
Okay.
How are you feeling?
I was going to say, let's take a deep breath.
Yeah. How are you feeling? You don't have any time. You have, correction. You've got 30 seconds time and lose still. Jesus Christ.
I nearly punched her in the face.
A bit closer than usual this morning. How much time should you wait between pre-workout meal and working out? Go.
Oh, this is a great question. And it is quite circumstantial, because when we look at like what is the most optimal, what is the best thing we can do, I've spoken about this on the podcast before, but there's things we can do like 90 minutes out that are really beneficial, which is like a certain amount of carbs, protein, etc. And then 45 minutes out, some liquid carbs, etc. Obviously, if a person gets up at 4:30 and is training at 5, we're not doing shit in 90 minutes out. Yep. So what was the actual question?
So the question is, how much time should you wait between pre-workout meal and working out?
Yeah, right. So if you're training later, I would look into that. Binge the pod. We've spoken about it heaps, but there's shit we can do at the 90-minute window and then the 45-minute window. If you're getting up and just going to gym, I wouldn't give it that much thought. I would just get up, eat the pre-training thing, drive to gym. Like, we just want carbs in the system when we train is really it.
Perfect.
Yeah. I don't feel like that was that helpful, but if you go back and listen to other episodes,
do you want to use your time and leave?
No, not my fault if they don't get it.
Okay.
I'm not
true words have never been spoken
in that stressful situation.
Alrighty. Question 12. What's your best advice to break habits, e.g. stop eating late at night? Go.
Stop eating late at night.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be that. Ruby is like, if you don't want to do it, just don't. It's stupid. Which is true.
Should I?
Do you want to elaborate a little bit?
Can you read it again and then start the timer?
Okay. Sorry, I'm just going to have to cancel that there. Sorry. So are we going to cut that part?
No.
Oh, okay. Leave it in. Okay. What's your best advice to break habits, e.g. stop eating late at night? Go.
Yeah, I'm a huge believer in like if you don't do something, don't do it. And if you, I'll give this person something. If you are struggling with eating late at night, I would look at two things. Is your nutrition so restrictive and shitty that that's accumulating throughout the day and you hit a point at night where you're just like, fuck it, I'm eating all the things I didn't let myself eat today, is one thing I would look at. If you are actually implementing a flexible diet and you're eating foods you like and that's not really the issue, I truly believe to my core, like I believe this so much, if a person is snacking late at night and they don't want to be, there's a lack of fulfillment in other areas of your life. I think a person is looking for something more. You can't actually just sit down and go, I'm done for the day. You're looking for something more, and it could be purpose, work, relationships, anything, and you're in your kitchen, you're like, well, I'm not going to solve that. It's fucking 8:10 on a Tuesday night. So you're trying to fill a void. Tim Tams, perfect. That'll do.
Yeah.
So I think look at your life. I'll use my time in lieu for this person.
Okay, go.
I would really look at the diet first and say, like, is it just a restrictive diet that's eventually making me hit a point where I'm like blowing out or I can't stick to it? And if that's not the case, what is happening in the rest of your life that's making you just feel like at night I can't actually just relax and be done? You're actually searching for more, really is what it is. And most people just kind of put that down to food, but I think it's more than food.
Yeah, love. I think sometimes it's like, I guess, well, you can cut this out.
No, you go.
But I think it's like sometimes you like crave like chewing on something. Like, you know what I mean? Like you just want to eat something. So it's just like whether it's a sweet treat or not. Maybe that's just me. I feel like it's very relatable.
Or did they just say
but I feel like a sweet treat at nighttime is usually.
You don't even like sweet stuff, so that's so random for me.
That's what I mean. So because I don't like sweet stuff, I'm just like, I just want to like have a little snack.
Oh.
Go-to? Twisties, personally for me.
That is so random.
Chicken flavoured. Shoot me. I know.
I could not tell you the last time I ate Twisties. That's such a random
give
food.
it a go.
Shit.
But I'm not allowed to buy them. It's just if my housemate. My
whole
housemate buys
nother
them.
topic.
No, it's just an intermission. It's just an intermission. It's just to give the people what they want.
Intermission. Oh, they want to know if you're allowed to buy Twisties or not.
100%. Yeah. Okay. Oh, speaking of sweet treats.
Shit.
Also, no. It's off topic. Question 13.
We never go off topic on this podcast.
Question 13. Sweet treat other than Nutella. Go.
Oh, like my faves?
Yeah.
I would say just like a good like cookie or brownie, like juicy sort of, you know, if you find those places where they're like kind of like quote homemade, they're just like super. Hefty. What's the word? Like, I don't want to use the word moist, but there's nothing that will come in as a substitute. So just like good bakery stuff like that.
I feel like the word moist in any sort of baking chat
it's fine.
Allowed.
It's allowed. If Shaq and I find a place that does good cookies and brownies,
moist cookies and
brownies, we're on. We are on. Cancel the fat loss phase.
Are you a blondie or a brownie girl?
Oh, brownie for life.
Yeah, okay.
Just chocolate. Like
just chocolate.
You know when people like, and you'll be the perfect example of this. You know when people are like, oh, that's too sweet for me? Mm-hmm. That actually doesn't exist for me. Really? I'm not joking.
Like, what about rich? What if something's too rich for you?
No, like bring it on.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I just anything chocolatey and there's no limit. There's a limit because I'm an emotionally intelligent, aware human being that says that's enough. But in terms of like taste, mouth, stomach, fullness, the limit does not exist.
Wow. That's unreal. Wow. Even like you never feel, obviously you don't eat an absurd amount, but you never obviously feel sick from it.
No, I never feel like there's too much sugar.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
I love that for you. Okay. Question 14. Oh, I'll wait on. Time check. You've got 30 seconds in loo.
Accumulated some loo.
Let's actually go.
Yeah, I might save it for the end of the year. I need some time off.
30 seconds on Christmas Day.
if you ever send me an annoying message, I'll be like, using my time in lieu. Yeah. And then you'll be like, okay, I'll message back in 30 seconds.
I'll do a reset. Okay, question 13. What's your macro breakdown while at maintenance? Go.
Mine?
Yeah.
I don't have one.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to be funny. I actually don't. So I don't really do macro breakdowns. I don't do that for myself or for my girls.
Mm-hmm.
We do like calorie target, minimum amount of protein to reach every day, minimum amount of fat. So with protein, I pretty much the same for double body weight. So for me, it's around 130.
Mm-hmm.
And then minimum fat is usually a bit more than half body weight. So for me, I normally aim for like 40 or more.
Yep.
When I'm at maintenance or a surplus, it's like fucking 80 or 90. Like there's no problem because your calories are so high.
Yep.
So it goes up with it. And then usually just like my protein's normally always around 120 to 140. And then carbs and fat will just fall wherever to make up the rest of the calories. And that's what all my girls do as well.
Can I have an elaborate question? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, but you're not allowed to time me.
No, that's fine. It's just it's a rogue GMOT question.
Oh.
Why do you, well, I think I know, but I think it'd be interesting for people to know. Why do you not do a traditional macro breakdown and only focus on specifically protein and fat?
Yeah.
Why those two?
Great question. And we spoke about this. I did an episode, I think it was probably the very first episode at the start of the year, where I pretty much just spoke about Eat Like Ruby, what we do, why we do it, all of that. I broke it down in that episode. So definitely just go back and listen to the first episode in Jan if you want to know more about this. But basically, there's so many studies and so much evidence to show that when protein is accounted for, and obviously calories are in check, the breakdown of carbs and fat doesn't affect body composition change. So the reason most people give a macro breakdown is because your calories will always be made up of a certain macro breakdown, whether you aim for one or not, because macros are what make up your calories. Yep. So most people then will just be like, oh, okay, if I'm eating 1,800 calories, how is that divided up into each macro?
Yep.
And they just go from there. The reason I don't like it is because I don't really think that's flexible dieting. And I think a lot of people who have aimed for, I literally see people that are like, oh, my carb target is 247. And it's like, to me, that's not really flexible dieting. And to me, people often go into that and they're like, oh my God, this is cool. I can include all foods and I can work towards my numbers and it's awesome. The second that they can't hit that 247 target because they're eating out or someone's cooking for them or whatever, they're like, fuck, what do I do from here? So I don't think it really teaches people how to actually have a flexible diet and manage their nutrition in different situations long term. I think it's a temporary fix of like, quote, flexible just because you can be flexible with your food choices.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Lovely. Little bonus question, guys.
Yeah, I feel refreshed because I wasn't on the timer.
Question 31.
31?
I mean like,
holy crap.
I didn't mean to say that. I meant
that was
31 questions.
That was the bonus.
Now. That's the bonus question. Who knows? You still have 30 seconds time in lieu. Just so
Yay.
You know. Okay, question 15. When should you take creatine? Go.
Oh, I wonder if they mean like what time of the day.
Yeah, I assume.
Or who should take it.
When? I feel like it'd be like...
What time of the day?
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't matter because if we think about what I said before, the point of taking creatine is to top up the creatine stores in the body and saturate the creatine stores. So as long as we are taking it consistently, we have a bit of a phase where we are topping it up. Like if you start taking it, say if you started taking it today, you would be topping it up. You'd have some more tomorrow. You'd have some more. Eventually it would become like, quote, full. And then we're just taking it to keep it full.
Okay.
So there's no no issue with having it in the morning or night or whatever,
or like
so long as we have
training,
it.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Love.
And if the person did
bonus.
mean like when should we take it as in like when in our journey,
Yeah.
I think everyone should take
Anyone.
it.
Yeah, anytime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Question 16. How to calculate calories, deficit, maintenance, etc.
I would honestly say join Eat Like Ruby.
Yeah.
And I don't say that often, guys. Like, let's think about the fact we're sitting here, 30 free bits of valuable information, weekly podcast, so much value. We got to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we become volunteers that run the Eat Like Ruby charity, and we actually have to draw the line somewhere. So I would say invest in learning. Invest in a space where you can learn those numbers for yourself. I did that on purpose to
Yeah,
get my
I know
time
you
in
did.
lieu.
I know you did. You looked at the thing. So you have 1 minute time in lieu. Let's go.
Oh my God.
Okay, question 17. Fire question.
Fire question. Fire question.
What's better, protein powder or protein water? Go.
Protein powder, because
Shit.
protein water is usually collagen, not whey.
Oh.
And collagen doesn't have as good of amino acid profile as whey protein does.
Wow.
So I've spoken about this a little bit before, where one of the main benefits of protein is an amino acid called leucine. Really, that is the main reason we have a protein target, is to get enough leucine. It is the game changer. And this is why I think I spoke about this on an episode where I said I'm not a fan of like protein bars and chips and those sort of weird protein foods that are coming out now that have like 5 grams of protein. I'm not a fan of them because the quality of the protein is quite shit. And they usually don't have any leucine, which is the main reason that we want to eat protein in the first place. So coming back to this question, protein water, it's usually a combo of whey and collagen. So it's not terrible. Like, there is a bit of benefit. But if we look at just an actual shake, that's usually like 100% whey, which is just the best quality protein.
Nice. On the buzzer too. Good job. Okay, I'm just doing a quick question count, guys. Difference between whey and casein protein. Is one better?
Yeah, love it.
Go. My bad.
One's not like better. Whey is a faster, like quicker absorbing protein. So we usually say to have whey during the day or post-workout. Basically, like, we have it, it's in the system really quickly. The body can utilize it really quickly. Mm-hmm. Casein is a slower absorbing, like slow digesting protein. So it like usually feeds into the system over time. So often people will have it at night, and you see a lot of like protein desserts and mousses and that sort of thing that have come out that are casein for this reason, because it's like have it overnight kind of thing. Casein is usually a lot thicker, so you normally mix it and it becomes like a custardy mousse kind of thing, versus whey is usually just like a shake. Mm-hmm. So if you're gonna have one, I'd say have whey. It's just like kind of gets in the system better. It's a bit better. Yeah. But casein's still really good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty. Question 19. God, we are flying through this.
We are great, by the way.
We've had great mornings.
She literally said to me yesterday, out of nowhere, I'm actually the full package, Rubes. Like driving along, and I don't even know what you're talking about.
What were we talking about?
Like, I'm the full package.
Yeah.
And
because I was cracking jokes.
And I'm just driving like, okay, G.
I was cracking funnies. Okay. Do we need to reverse diet after a deficit? Go.
No, we don't. I would say we need to calculate our new maintenance. So people use the term reverse dieting as in, like, let's say you start a diet and you're 70 kilos and your deficit is like 1,700, your maintenance is 2,000. I'm just pulling numbers out of my ass. If you lost all your weight on 1,700, people are then like, oh, do I need to reverse diet back up to my maintenance of 2,000? As in, like, do I spend a week at 1,800, then a week at 1,900, etc.? No, you don't. If we think about, people will say reverse diet so you don't gain weight. If you think about going to maintenance, you're not going to gain weight because it's maintenance. Yep. So you don't have to trickle your way there. You just go there and you maintain. What I was saying is recalculate what that maintenance is, because if you calculated that at the start and then you've lost 10 kilos, your maintenance is going to be a bit lower because it's based on body weight. So when you finish your deficit, recalculate maintenance and then go straight to it.
Love. Good job. God, you are killing it. There's so many 2 seconds left and you're just done.
I want to sing like Alicia Keys' Girl on Fire.
Do it.
No, I think we could get actual Alicia Keys edited in.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Get some sound effects going. Okay, question 20. Do you recommend beta-alanine? Go.
I do for a certain person. So I've recommended it to Shaq. I've got Shaq taking it now. So beta-alanine is essentially like a lactic acid buffer. And basically the reason I told Shaq to take it is because obviously he's doing triathlon, Ironman, all of that. He's on the bike he literally was on the bike the other day for 3.5 hours. Yeah, right. If you think about being on a bike or something like that, lactic acid is that feeling that builds up. Imagine you're on a bike and you're just pumping up a hill and your quads are on fire. That's lactic acid buildup. Beta-alanine is a lactic acid buffer, so it essentially just delays that and kind of processes that a little bit more. Beta-alanine is also usually the thing where if people take a pre-workout or something and they feel like tingly and shit, that comes from that. So it's a really fine line of the dosage and all of these things. I don't think an average person that's just doing like 10 to 12 reps needs to take it because you're not having a big lactic acid buildup.
Yep.
Endurance athlete, I would say yes, look into it.
Oh, good job. Oh my God, you're killing this. You're actually killing this.
I know.
You work so well under any sort of competition / pressure.
Who am I
Whether
competition
it's
with?
50 emails or this.
We thrive under pressure.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my timer.
Is that your timer going off?
Yeah. It's okay, guys.
It sounds like a phone ringing.
It's still just like going off.
I can't hear it.
Question 21. Should we track micronutrients in MyFitnessPal?
Oh, this
Go.
is such a good question. Someone in the Fat Loss Space
Yay.
asked this yesterday, literally. What I said to her was, no, I wouldn't for 2 reasons. Because legally in Australia, a food doesn't have to list its micronutrients. So you could be eating something with heaps of vitamin C or iron or calcium or whatever, and you'll never know because it's not written on the label.
Right. So
Right.
no point.
And then the same thing happens. Like we miss a bunch of them there, and then we miss even more because people will log things in MyFitnessPal even if we did know the micronutrients of it. People log it in MyFitnessPal or save it in the MyFitnessPal database for us to use and don't log it as well.
Yeah.
So if most people looked at their micronutrients in MyFitnessPal, it would say you have like fuck all iron, calcium, vitamin C, all of that, just because it hasn't actually been counted. And this is where I'll use some time in lieu. This is where I always say to my girls, like, we have our calorie target, protein target, all those things. But then we also have like the food groups and serving sizes we want to aim for every day with like fruit, veggies, calcium, whole grains, etc. This is why if you're getting, like if you're hitting all those and getting a big range of fruit, veggies, whole grains, etc., calcium, dairy, you're going to get good amounts of vitamins, minerals, calcium, etc. So I wouldn't stress the numbers. I would just make sure, like, am I actually including a good range of those things? And that comes back to the potato question. If you're just going to fill your veggies with potatoes, you're going to miss a bunch of these things.
Yeah. Nice.
Did we answer it?
You did. And you still have 30 seconds in lieu. Yay. Go Ruby.
Thank you. I appreciate
You're
the
welcome.
hype.
You're welcome. Okay. Question 21, 22. Okay, 22. Oh, question 22. I'm feeling 20. We're actually low-key Swifties.
I feel like you give me shit for being a Swiftie and now you're like, we're Swifties.
I've kind of converted over. I did at the start,
yeah.
but I'm kind of with you now. Just from her performance, I kind of just want to be that.
Oh, yeah. What was the thing you wanted to sing on the mic?
Maybe. Wait. What was it?
What was it that she said?
But what if it did? Where she gets angry on the stage. That was iconic. My God. And she's like so mad. You need to watch. Like, I don't understand how you haven't seen it. Anyway, shout out to all the Swifties. Okay. Question 22. Oh, lucky number. How to increase iron intake. Ooh, go. I need to know this.
No, I don't have much for this one.
Okay,
because no, the thing to look at here, this kind of borders on not medical, like I'm not going to get too medical with it, but it is very hard to reach the RDI of iron, like the recommended daily intake of iron, through food. And most people will look, because depending on your age and whether you're like a menstruating female or menopause or if you're male, whatever, it's a little bit different. But most of the time we're looking at anywhere from sort of like 15 to like mid to high 20s is how many milligrams of iron we want in the diet. Most people will say things, so let's say it was 20 milligrams, just as a rough number. Most people will say things like, oh, eat more red meat. A piece of beef has like 2 milligrams.
Yeah, okay.
So people were like, oh, that's just how you do it. If you're actually iron deficient, yes, absolutely bringing in those things. I'll use my time in lieu to help the people out. If you bring in those things, obviously it's better than nothing. Like you're going to maybe get a 10 or 20% increase in your iron. That's awesome. But it's usually not enough to bridge the gap of a deficiency.
Yeah.
So, and like iron-rich foods are like organs and oysters and things like that most people aren't just going to go out and start eating. No. And obviously like beef, eggs, things like that can help. But yeah, we can include, if we have a well-balanced diet, we can usually tick off a bit. But if there's a big medical like deficiency, I would speak to the doctor.
Perfect. Good job.
Thank you.
So funny because I was literally going to say if you go over 30 seconds, I'm going to deduct 30 seconds until you answer one within 30 seconds.
So I've got no time in lieu.
No time in lieu.
Shit.
Okay. Question 23. Are you still off the caffeine? If so, why?
Love it. Yes. So this is actually decaf.
Oh.
So I went off the caffeine for 10 weeks at the start of the year for 2 reasons. Physically, I was eating at maintenance. I was eating a lot of food. I was like, I don't actually need the energy from caffeine.
Yeah.
And I also fucking love caffeine, like a low-key addiction. And I just don't like to be like, I can't live without it. The second that presents, I'm like, yo, yes, you can. Stop. So I went off it for the 10 weeks. I brought it back in for a little bit because I hadn't really decided like, am I going to stay off it, whatever. Then I decided, stay off it. So probably had maybe 4 or 5 coffees after that time. And then I was just like, no, I'm going to stay off it because I do love it. And I do believe in the benefits of it for performance 100%. But when I go into my deficit, I will bring it back in 100%. And it's like, I'm going to be going on to low calories, dieting, strict, like things are intense. Caffeine will be like the one thing I look forward to.
Okay.
Like, yes, low calories, but yes, caffeine's back.
Okay, lovely. Good job.
So,
good mic drop.
Can't wait. Low key, can't wait.
Okay, question 24, Rubes. YoPro or Chobani? Go.
Oh,
Great
I'm
question.
Team Chobani for taste.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Same.
YoPro's good when you're low calories. Like, I'll probably go to YoPro when I go deficit, and the calories aren't that much difference. I think that's about 50 calories difference because I buy the little tubs, which I know it's like cost more money that way, but I love the flavors of the Chobani little tubs. They're
and convenient.
great. Yeah, they're so good. So YoPro's better in terms of you still get the same amount of protein in each one, but you get probably like 50 less calories when you go YoPro.
Yep.
So if you're like trying to hit low calories or whatever, that's beneficial. But the taste of the like full Chobanis, like the ones that aren't like Chobani Fit or whatever, the actual Chobanis, they're so good. The raspberry lemonade one, it's like a limited edition. I love it so much. Shaq comes home the other day from the groceries and he's like, I've got something to tell you. And I'm like, what? And he's like, these ones are actually a limited edition. And he was like, I don't know if Ruby knows this. And I think she's going to be devastated when she finds out. Because
I've write to Woolies.
Literally, I've been loving them so much. Shaq was like, fuck, there's an issue here.
And he has to be the one to tell you.
Yeah, he was really nervous. And I'm like, no, I know. That's why I'm sending you out for like 10 a week.
Oh, you're all over it. Oh my gosh. Of course you are.
So guys, little side note, the Chobani raspberry lemonade, get on it.
Yeah.
That with a spoonful of Nutella. This is where I told my
Sweet
mum,
tooth.
my mum bought it for me when I went to Bundy. And then she was like, oh, too sweet for me. And I was like, I'll have yours. And that's where my sugar, there's no limit.
Sorry to break it to you.
Shit, leave me with
You did go over your minute. However, you were so passionate. I'm going to give it to you because I don't want to shit on your parade.
Thank you.
So I'm going to just write that one off. You've been pretty good the whole time.
Thank you, boss.
No worries. Question 25. Do you think salad bags or, oh my God, the spelling on these guys. Guys, get it together.
Oh, sometimes you can't even really know what the question is.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Question 25. Do you think salad bags are good or a waste? Go. Are good?
How
or
random.
a waste?
So do we think salad bags are good or a waste? I personally love them. I think they're great.
Yeah,
So
you're a
we're
big
just
fan.
talking about salad bags from Woolies.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan because I think they're so convenient. They're so easy. Like, it's awesome. This is actually something that is so funny to think about because people will go like a waste. Like, are they a waste? Because they're like cost-wise, you could probably make salad for cheaper.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but my mind is like, a waste of what? Because to me, buying all the shit and cutting up my own salad is a waste of time. I would rather spend more money, save the time. And that's not right or wrong. Some people will have a ton of money, fuck all time. So it's like salad bag for the win. And then other people will have fuck all money, heaps of time. I'd rather buy my own shit and cut up my salad. So just meet yourself where you're at and see what you would prefer.
Yeah.
But to me, big yes on the salad bags.
Love. Good job. Question 26.
Nearly done.
I know. You got a couple to go. Question 26. High protein yogurt for people who are lactose intolerant.
Oh
Go.
my God.
To the queens.
I've got some great news for everybody on this one. I feel like this is something that I think everyone knows, but I think a lot of people don't know. High protein yogurts like YoPro, Chobani, I think even like the Liddell, don't quote me. For medical reasons, don't quote me and look into this for yourself. But most yogurts contain a enzyme called lactase, which offsets the effect that a person with lactose intolerance would have when they eat it. Okay. So most people go like, oh, I'm lactose intolerant, I can't have YoPro this and that. Most of the time they actually can.
Yeah, right.
Double check the one that you're getting. Obviously double check with like the severity of your intolerance, etc. But for most people that are just like, oh, my stomach gets a bit upset by dairy, I wouldn't rule them out because they actually factor this in and
sweet.
Game-changing fact.
That's awesome. Great to know.
Great to know.
Question 27. How many carbs when carb loading for a performance or event?
Oh,
go.
Interesting. Will be super dependent on the performance and the event because obviously when we think about an event, if someone's doing, let's say you're doing powerlifting, you're going for like max squat, max dead, your time of like maxing out and performing is like 10 seconds. If we think of like Shaq doing a half Ironman, 7 hours. So that's going to be very different. So there's no one answer to that because it really depends on the actual event and the performance thing that you're doing. With Shaq, I've said to him, like, did they say carb loading?
Yeah.
For Shaq, I said around 12 grams per kilo of body weight. So that's fucking wild because that's like 1,200 grams of carbs for Shaq. That's insane. And really, 10 seconds, I would just say find your edge, the max you can get in. Because if we think carbs are energy, you want the most energy in your tank to perform as well as you can. Find your edge of the max you can do.
Perfect. Good job. Killing it. Okay. So we got our last technically our last like question on here, and then I'm going to come up with two. I've got like two kind of in my brain.
Oh.
So question 28. This is the last one from the viewers. Question 28.
Sound effects. Ooh.
This one's very broad. You've got 1 minute, so don't use it wisely.
Don't use it wisely.
I mean, so use it wisely. Don't F it up. Best advice for weight loss.
Oh, okay.
Go.
Yes, I would say. So obviously when we think like tangible factual advice, get in a calorie deficit. Like we actually know for a fact that this is true. What I would say on top of that, honestly, is join the fat loss phase. I'm going to plug the fat loss phase for the next 49 seconds because I have coached people in calorie deficits for over 10 years. And getting in a calorie deficit is one thing. Most people know this by now. The internet has shoved calorie deficits down people's throat. We actually know we need to be in a calorie deficit. Most people are then like, okay, cool, but what about when I'm hungry? What about when I'm tired? What about when I'm stressed? What about on the weekend? What about when I'm going to go on a holiday? What about when it's Easter? All of these things come up. I have literally designed the fat loss phase to navigate all of these things. We do the lessons on eating out. We did a lesson 2 nights ago about ramping shit up when you want to and scaling it back when you want to. We do lessons on spending time at maintenance, having diet breaks, moving away from tracking, all of these things. The calorie deficit is the science. You actually need to learn how to apply that science to every aspect of your life for the rest of your life.
Okay, so we're up to question 29 and 30. These ones I've just thought up on the spot, and I'm really excited about them because I really feel like I really asked them specifically for Ruby to get her fired up.
Oh my God.
Okay, question 29.
Yep.
I've never tracked before. What's my first step?
Join the fat loss phase. Whoop, whoop. I actually did. I reckon it will be literally the episode before this one. Last week's episode was my advice for someone who just feels like I'm beginner, day one, I'm lost. Weight loss is confusing as fuck. I've been failing. I don't know what I'm doing. That was literally last week's episode. So I would go back and listen to that.
Yeah.
But I pretty much said in that, I'll summarize it like I pretty much said, get enough education and information to just know your deficit, know your numbers roughly, and then learn how to apply them to the rest of your life. You don't have to track forever. You don't have to be in programs forever or whatever, but just actually learn what a quote good day of eating looks like for you to move towards your goals. Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah. Well, I just did a whole episode on it, guys. So if you thought that was good.
But like, I feel like that was just like, that
go
was
back
really
to
good.
last week's episode.
Okay. We're at question 30. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. This one is going to probably get Ruby a bit fired up. There's no time limit on this. I'm just going to let her ramble.
Well, there is because we're already into our next episode.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. Okay.
Spoken like the person that does not pay the invoices.
Question 30. Question 30. Get excited. Oh my gosh.
Drum roll.
Do I need to change my meal plan every week?
Oh, that's a great question, G.
I know.
No, you definitely do not. So I've spoken about this before as well. Like, I personally eat the same shit all the time. Even in the fat loss phase, the girls so often get the week 1 meal plan and they love it, and then they just keep rolling with it. So we give them 2 new meal plans a week. And I think it's cool where people look at them and then are like, oh yeah, maybe there's a meal or something that I want to take from that. Some girls do just actually do the brand new meal plan every week.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But you definitely don't need to. I think it's really just personal preference, because I speak to so many people like myself that are just like, I couldn't think of anything worse than planning like a brand new week every week.
Yeah, me too.
But then I speak to people that are just like, I need to mix it up. Like, I get so bored.
Yeah.
So I think you just have to really think about your personal preference. Don't put an expectation on yourself like it has to stay the same or it has to change. Really think about what would actually work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
That is it for the nutrition one.
You did so good.
We actually did. That was fire, as the kids would say.
Fire.
Georgia is the kids. Georgia always says fire, and then Shaq grabbed it because he thinks he's like a cool kid, and he's always like, fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like Shaq yells it like he's in like a Pokemon battle.
Shaq yells it as if we need to be alerted. Like, I'm worried.
Like there's an actual fire.
There's an actual fire.
G will just be typing
quite
something
casual.
and just be like, fire.
Yeah.
And then Shaq will be like, fire.
Maybe like, I've just completed that. Fire. In caps sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
fire, Rubes.
Shaq
Like, I'm in
screams it.
disbelief.
So yeah, anyway,
Anyway.
fire episode from us.
Yeah.
We're going to be back next week and do the exact same thing with training. Fuck. What? Great way to end the episode. Me dropping the F-bomb. Watch this space.
Watch this space. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys next week.